Hello and welcome to this speed build. That feels weird to say. I don't actually remember the last time I did a speed build on this channel. It must have been a while, but I do remember one of the first speed builds that I ever uploaded to this channel, and that was my Swiss Chalet speed build. And in that video, I think I mentioned the survey that we now know led to the Snowy Escape expansion pack. And I talk about how the question about which type of worlds we would like to see in The Sims 4 really inspired me to build something Swiss related, because I think that that was one of the options. And it didn't win, obviously, but I actually think I voted for, I think like the Japan inspired one was like my second choice. So I'm still very happy. And I did think that that was probably among the more popular ones, just because I feel like the cultural differences between America, which is what most of the Sims worlds are inspired by, and Japan are probably a lot greater than between America and European countries. And so a pack that is inspired by Japan just adds a lot more to the game, if that makes sense. So I'm really excited for it. But I wanted to try something a little bit different with the build and buy items that came with this pack, which, by the way, are gorgeous. I am so in love. I'm so happy with this pack so far. I haven't checked out the gameplay yet. So I'm preparing myself to find something to complain about. But for now, I'm just so happy. But yeah, I wanted to take the build and buy items from this pack and try something a little bit different than what most people are probably going to do, which is, you know, Japan-inspired builds, which I'm super, super excited about. Like, I can't wait to check out all of your guys' builds. But I wanted to try and do a contemporary twist on a Chalet build. So this is a build inspired by a lot of like inspiration pictures that I found of contemporary chalets in Switzerland. And I feel like it turned out okay. There was some items that I just could manage to fit the style of this build. Mostly the art that came with this pack, and also some of the wallpapers and floor options, unfortunately, because all of that is absolutely beautiful. And I think you see me check it out at some point. Like, I just have a look at it and I go, can't use this in this build, but it looks so beautiful. But the furniture and, just some of the new items like the skis and snowboards that you see me place out there, you could use them in any sort of mountain cabin build. Like, it's not necessarily limited to that one style of build, which I think is really cool. Like, this pack is the perfect mix between, new things added to the game that we didn't have previously, and also matching stuff that we already do have in the game, so that you can, mix and match different packs. And I'm so freaking happy. Sorry. I'm like just fangirling over this pack right now. It's disgusting. I'm going to not talk about that anymore now. Let's talk about the build instead. So what originally inspired me was the build update that we got with the platforms. And so you saw at the beginning of this video, I started building the shell of the build on a different lot. And that's because I started building it before Snowy Escape was out. So, I had to move the shell onto a lot that is now in Mount Komorebi. I'm probably butchering that name. It's fine. But, that's one of the challenges actually was like the landscaping, because you can't see anything on this lot. It's one of the ones that is always covered in snow. So as you know, you don't need seasons to play with this pack. There's just part of the world that is always snowy. And, while building, I don't know, I kind of wish that there was an option to remove the snow just so that I could see, the actual lot underneath to do like some of the landscaping, some of the like terrain paint and stuff. So that's just like missing now. Like, if you want to place this build on any other lot, it's probably going to look a bit off because of that. But I might fix it before I upload it, actually, because it's bothering me now that I think about it. But you can't see it, obviously, in this video or in the screenshots at the end. But yeah, the platforms, incredible update. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I feel like there's so many more options now just in like what you can do with floor plans, because for this build, I obviously tried to go with like a more open concept. I always just think of that South Park episode where Randy tears down all the walls in all the people's houses when I say that phrase, because it sounds so cheesy. But but I feel like with the platforms, you can sort of still give a lot more like areas for like privacy and stuff without like having everything separated by actual walls. Which I think is nice. So I'm really happy with how the downstairs area turned out. And I'm also really happy with this. I don't know if I want to call it a kid's bedroom, but just like this downstairs bedroom that I did. This house can sleep 4 Sims as it is right now. But I think that with the vacation update where you can like vacation in any world, there's like this thing now that you can do where you can like purchase items while you're on the lot that you're having your vacation on. So you could easily just plop down like a toddler bed or something somewhere in this house. There's definitely room for it. It's very like I feel like it's not too cluttered, which I mean maybe I was just being lazy, but I feel like it kind of fits the sort of modern vibe of the house. Like I feel like too much clutter would have kind of messed with that aesthetic a little bit. I also only used the new expansion pack as well as the base game, so you should be able to play with this house no problem as long as you have Snowy Escape. The only other pack that I did use was the Spade. Was it a game pack? I believe it was a game pack. And that's just because I wanted to place a sauna outside, because that's something that, I just know from like these types of builds that I've been to in real life, that's something that's quite common, especially in like fancier ones, to like have your own sauna. And I just thought that Spade also kind of matches aspects of the Snowy Escape expansion really well. And so I felt like it was a good fit. But other than the sauna, and I believe the wallpaper on the outside of the house is also Spade, but other than those two things, everything should be Snowy Escape and base game only. So yeah, I think you should have no problem putting this build in your game, even if you don't have Spade. You just can turn the shed that's outside into something else, or delete it completely and put one of the new hot springs down instead. Oh my goodness, I haven't played with them at all yet. I'm so excited to do that. So right now you can see me furnish the upstairs master bedroom. I hope there's no issues because I didn't put a door. It's not like a separate room. It's just like a loft. Like you go upstairs and there's the bedroom. So I don't know if Sims like feel like they walk in on each other when there's no door separating the bedroom from the rest of the house. But I think they're fine as long as it's like on a different level, right? They should be. I don't know. I should really start playtesting my builds. That's what we've learned from this. But yeah, right here you can see we do the upstairs bathroom. How obsessed are we with these new counters that we can just clutter up however we see fit? Also, a lot of the clutter items that don't usually fit on shelves do fit on these counters. So I'm really impressed with that. Super happy with that. Didn't even have to use move objects on for a lot of this. So yeah, really excited about that too. I did use the new toilet that we got with the pack, even though that's not really something you would see in Switzerland normally, but it's a contemporary, it's a new home, and this person wanted a fancy Japanese toilet in their house, so they got one. I don't think it like destroys the vibe completely, and I just thought it looked really cool, so I wanted to use it. And another item that I used was the hot pot that we got, which I'm also so excited to play with. And the reason I put that down is because As soon as winter comes, Swiss people like to eat cheese fondue, and when they're feeling really fancy, they eat what they call fondue chinoise, which is just like, they're calling it Chinese fondue basically, but it is hot pot. Like, that's just what it is. So yeah, I guess the moral of this video is that even though the world that won was the Japanese-inspired one and not the Switzerland-inspired one, I still got exactly what I wanted with this pack. And I'm so freaking happy. I can't wait to take my Sims skiing. And I hope that you'll do the same and enjoy, this build and enjoy the new pack. And let me know in the comments what you're most excited about, or what you've already discovered about the pack that surprised you or made you really happy. I would just love to hear your thoughts and hear your thoughts on the build as well. And thank you so much for watching. We're about to move into screenshots now, and I'm going to talk to you soon. Bye!